Welcome to today's collective reading. This is TrinityGaiaOracle. I'm going to open with some resonance, some sound resonance. So if you're a little sensitive to loud noises, feel free to skip ahead a couple of seconds. Oh, wow, excuse me. Okay. I feel a little mysteriousness in the energy here, and they're actually asking me to grab a different deck. This is interesting. Okay, which one? Like fairy energy. Like fae, fairy. Okay, so we got a little more earthy, earth spirit kind of vibes here. Okay. All right, I haven't used these decks in a minute, so let's see here. What does I want us to know today, guys? I have an idea here, but I'm gonna let divine guide this one here. It feels like there's definitely something to do with heart space and romance here. Could be like you're falling in love with an energy within yourself you're not used to acting from. I always tie it back to the self because you're not going to be able to understand number synchronicity 212. You're not going to be able to understand fully what's going on inside anyone else outside of you if you don't understand what's going on inside of the self. Oh, I don't want that one. Doable. The key is within your grasp. Ooh, a breaking through energy. You see that card, the key is falling and this person punches through the window to grab it. It's doable. You can do it. Feeling there's one more card here. So let's see here. I have a feeling you guys have already done this. Whether you recognize or realize it or not, you have already done the work. You have the strength already. If you haven't already broken through that glass, it's grabbing hold of that key. You're curious about what the key is. Oh, this is about what that key is. Okay. And then we have euphoria, honoring yourself. This is Medusa, the snakes. And it's a mask. It's not actually who this person is. Interesting. Okay. Doable is for foundation, honoring yourself. Get the feeling the challenge is actually Medusa. Like the opposition, the guardian of the key. Y'all remember how Medusa was defeated? She looked at her own reflection in a mirror and froze herself. This is not the deck I thought it was. Interesting. And then I got, well, it isn't. You know, you get new decks and you kind of shuffle things around a little bit. You change a few things here and there, and then you're like, well, where did I put that now? Where did that get off to? I know exactly what it sits in. It's right there. I'm a goober. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna. No. Goodness. Goodness gracious. There's just so much that wants to come out. So there was a bit more of the mask, the opposition wanting to speak, and you don't have to give them that. You don't have to give them time. You don't have to entertain what the enemy, if you will, like that hypercritical voice, the um, yeah, really hypercritical voice. You don't have to entertain what they want you to look at or analyze or understand. You don't have to give them any airtime. In the last reading, you talked about turning down the dial. You can turn them on off. You can take their dial, pull off a knob, and disintegrate it so they'll never be able to come off. They get no volume. You decide. Not them. It's your energy, your life, your focus. It's not for them. It's for you. Labyrinth Walker. Yep. This is definitely tuning into the last collective here with this ascending above the maze. That pointed hat too. There's somewhat of a ancient belief about that it would mold or interact with our EMF field around our crown chakra and elevate the consciousness even more. They have like these really old metal hats they found. Ooh. Wow. Okay. The Garth Brooks song, The Death, that came through. Like, I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. It's like that lyric, though, in particular, it's about the dance, and it did a little bit of an acrobat. So it's about your relationship with having fun in the midst of, I can stand on the white square or the black square. I work with all of it. Having fun with experiencing that within yourself. But you don't necessarily know where it's going because it's part of learning. It's part of the discovery of life. That's why we're here. It's why we come in and we have amnesia. We don't understand everything about ourselves. Some of us, well, yeah, some of us know all that right away. Oh my goodness. That would be quite the experience. But it was like all about the dance, that song. It's like they wouldn't have missed anything. Not a single moment if it meant that they didn't get to that specific point in time. That is this moment where you're like, I'm not listening to this challenge. I'm not going to fret or fuss about catching this key. I know I will. I know I have. Because I'm tapped in. I'm connected with that pointy hat. You're above. You've elevated above the maze. That's also coming, that's a number 25, so that comes to a 7. So the divine is part of this. The divine has elevated you. This is 24, so that's a choice. Breaks to a 6. I haven't used this deck in a minute. What would you like us to know here? Woo! Acrobat. This is a confirmation that that's exactly what's going on here. It's exactly what's going on there. You have the higher view. And Justice is coming for anything that was brought to an end. And I do that with air quotes because, well, did it really? Did it? Did it really? Did endings truly happen, or were they just perceived to have occurred? You may have the higher view, but you're still going to get to experience the dance. The line, and I don't have the rhythm or the sound for it, and part of it is, well, I'm not Garth Brooks. I can't do justice to his song. But it was like if he wouldn't have missed a thing, not a thing. It was all about the dance. He wouldn't have missed a moment. Okay, do we have anything else, or was that all you wanted me to grab this deck for? Because this deck is like, Divine has something to say. That's what this deck is. This is almost like, what do they call that one deck? Oh my gosh, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's like it's dealing with more of the serious, darker things. You're getting to tap into like a little more of the action, you know. Okay. Is there anything else you would like this collective to know? Oh, did I use that 4 times or 3 times? That felt weird. We're gonna do 3. There we go. There we go. Just making sure. that was different. Something about 2, 3, 4. Like you're not quite sure where you are in the steps. You know, Dirty Dancing, when they're the 3 of them are like going over the steps, and it's 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. It's practicing that. Like you're not sure where you are in that. But I'm hearing lift. Okay. And the performance, how she choked, but when at the end she was just enjoying the dance to enjoy the dance. She didn't hold back. She flew. She was experiencing the emotion of her performance authentically, rawly, purely. Number synchronicity, 222. Woo! The founder, foundations, and community. Yeah, it's because that is within the foundation. Okay, so this is dual layered. I want a little more on that. Because this is not just talking about your foundation, but it's talking about how you're one of the founding, like you're one of the cornerstones of a community. The poet, relationships and vulnerability. This is your challenge in this dance. Wow. You are so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Okay. This reading is like for the collective, for you guys, like you guys, there is a humbleness. Like I'm trying to find the right words. There's a humbleness within you, almost a sense of what, me? I'm a foundational cornerstone of a community, and this is a reading that is correlating to 144K. Yeah, you're foundational. You're a cornerstone. But that's because, to some extent, each and every one of us is, because we're all unique. However, this was a note that was coming through in the last reading too. Relationships and vulnerability. You're like someone who, when someone tells you, or like compliments you, tells you you're beautiful, or I don't know, you're hot or something, that you're like, wait, what, huh? And it's not because you're like, what do you want? You just don't know how to respond to it because you know they mean it. You don't necessarily think they're hitting on you. You get like this deer in the headlights kind of a thing going. It's not lost on me that this relationships and vulnerability, the word is poet. You may not have the right words always, or you feel like you don't. You feel like you fumble your words. And this with the alchemist, like you're going to be learning and making decisions, and you're gonna grow. Wow, okay. That seashell is really standing out to me, as well as this acorn. Druidic energy here. That seashell, it's the sound of, like when you were a little kid and you'd put one up to your ear and your mom or whoever would be like, it's the sound of the ocean talking to you. And that seashell, the light is within listening to the rhythms of yourself, because we know now that sound is actually the sound of the blood flowing in your vein and your arteries, and that's really what you're hearing. Huh. Blood is standing out. Your genetic, like your ancestral line, bloodline. This is a validation in many ways of this being about 144K, like the line of the genetic inheritance of divine. I don't even, it's not even that. It's like you're not necessarily even from here, like your genes. The crystal, it's unlocking code in you. You're getting to discover just exactly how wise you really are. But it's not like ego. You're like bashful about it. You're like, well, yeah, that's just, okay. So for like example, you encounter a young person who is willing to see the best in people until they give them a reason to see that maybe they're not actually really immoral. Like until you give me a reason, I'm going to assume the best of you. There is a wisdom in that naivety. There is. And as we get older, our experiences kind of can chip away at that. If we choose to allow them to, they can take more than just a little bit. They can take all of it. But there is a wisdom in that. But that's not how a lot of people view it. That's not how they relate to it. It's not how they relate to it within themselves. And they project that on you because that's what we do. It's just how people are. There's just such a foundation within you that you're like, what, who, me? Yeah. Who, you? Uh-huh, you. It's that very naivety that is why you're so wise, is why you're a cornerstone. It's why your words are so powerful, because they're so authentic. They're so youthful almost, like fresh. Your inner child is very integrated. I get, like, you are very protective of that part of you. So that part of you sees magic everywhere. So you see magic everywhere. I get the feeling that this individual had to grow up young, really young. So you began to see play and magic and things that were very adult. And that is a wisdom that is profound. Okay. All right, Divine. Where do you want me to go with this? Because I get the feeling that this is a sensitive one here. Okay. Sensitive as in... just out of respect for the collective, that this is definitely landing and resonating and fitting. Like, I want to make sure want to be careful and respectful of this message with you. Not like out of fear or anything, but out of respect. We got the awakening card again. What are the chances? I'm over here shuffle, 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 shuffle. Yeah, okay. All right. I mean, I'm kind of getting I'm supposed to speak about this, but not necessarily all. Okay. 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 So I want to be protective of you. And it's not like protective because there's energies that are going to come for you and rah. No, it's not about fear. Protective because this is your path. And it's not for me to intervene with. And you're that's that's what this is. It's a respect for that. It's a respect for wanting to share but not share too much. Wanting to share but not overstep. Wanting to channel but not necessarily every little detail. Wanting to be respectful of that. And if I'm going to pull from the light side here, we're going to pull from the secret language of the. I want to make sure I'm getting that title correctly, but we're going to pull from the wisdom of the shadow side here too. Is there anything that you'd like to? Yeah. Oh my gosh! Like, are you guys like you can hear me shuffling over here? Yeah, this is definitely for. What are the mathematical chances of that, guys? I don't even know right now. Yeah. So this is something that the collective has been waiting for. This is something that the 144K has been waiting for. They've been looking, waiting. Even if they didn't know that they were looking or they were waiting, they have been doing what they can to make it so you can achieve this because you're needed. You're needed and you're here. And because of that, the collective is stronger for it, is wiser for it, is more healed for it. Okay. Let's get into the tarot here. This is what, it's tying back into the beginning. This is doable. There's this feeling of them being like, yeah, you let your light shine. You share your truth, share your love, share your humble, grounded wisdom, even if some people don't agree. Well, oh well, they're just not ready for it, or it's not for them. Okay, 5 of Swords. Five of Cups. Oh my gosh, five energies. Okay. Okay, we got a Queen of Cups. Okay. Knight of Wands. Knight of Cups. You have overcome obstacles that others in the collective have not necessarily had to face themselves because, ooh, okay. You were facing those challenges with them, even if they didn't realize it. Your light, you were helping them alchemize. It's like they knew that your soul was present, your energy was present, but they didn't know who you were. It's like they were on some kind of a mission to make this space available for you to be able to feel like you could share your light. With this 5 of Cups inverted, like they knew that your heart was broken. They knew that you were under some kind of oppression and that it had to do with that humbleness within you. It's not ego-based. You're not ego-based. And the attacks that you were experiencing that you overcame, and it's not like you overcame it solo. You had a lot of help, including from the collective. They were trying to use that very aspect against you to keep you from sharing your light. This Ace of Wands, not Ace, interesting Ace of Wands. You owned your ability to create. Independent and separate, uniquely you with the divine, not anybody else speaking over what you create. You create. Okay? Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups. Moving towards creating that you desire to give your heart to. What else would you like this collective to know? Okay, so we have 10 of Wands and 8 of Cups, both inverted. You've been through a lot. You have. You've been through a lot. You felt alone, which I'm getting more like conscious side, not so much soul side, but you felt alone. Not like you were so, like with this previous reading, like you were more comfortable with your light side. So you weren't going to act from your shadow side until you felt healed, until you felt it was time, until you received that directive from divine. Ooh, 3 of Cups. Interesting, 3 of Cups. That was a Freudian slip. 3 of Swords. Until you realized that the only way to move forward, because to not move forward would lead to every timeline ending in a broken heart, you decided, well, I'm going to have a broken heart no matter what I do in this space. Might as well share myself. Might as well own this. Might as well heal this. So you decided to fall deeply in love with yourself. And that means you accept this part of yourself. It's like, what? Who? Me? Huh? You sure? Me? You love that part of yourself because you know that that part of yourself keeps you grounded, keeps you humble, keeps you... You don't want to ever be one of those people that looks down their nose at someone and thinks I'm better than you. You never want to be that person. You don't, ever want to be that person. I mean, you may have moments or times where you're like, I have no idea how to operate in this social situation because what you just said has led my mind down this path. But you're not wanting to make them feel bad. You're still wanting to find that common ground because you know that everyone just wants to belong and wants to feel loved, but with healing the shadow side of you, your relationship with it, you will not let your boundaries be crossed. And the 7 of Cups, this was something that is being echoed from the previous reading. You see all these structures around this sitting, lotus posed, awakening, brilliant light individual. There we go. Cover that. All of these structures, they're like the peacock's plumage. And the peacock plumage is typically something that's symbolically a protective symbol. Those structures are built upon light cooperating with shadow, with your shadow. Otherwise, you'd just be this brilliant light there wouldn't be any degrees of intensity of light around you. And it's very like geometric in aspects. So you've got this. You respect all, like, you love your flaws. Flaws according to who, but people may have in your life criticized you for these very qualities, and you recognize them for the strength that they are, and you don't want them to change. And that wisdom is a wisdom that the collective is now getting to benefit from, because you are like you're doing that whole Karana thing. So it's kind of a Buddhist teaching, but it's like Kuan Yin, and the concept is that you're open to give, receive, communicate, but you're not going to put up with any bullshit. Boundary. I'm not going to suffer your foolishness. Like, halt. Stop in the name of love. Right? Like, you're holding a heart. Here's the stop sign. Here's your sign. You don't get to pass. This is the point where you don't get to go beyond, because you're protecting yourself so that your light can continue to shine, knowing that even in this image, there's light codes. Someone that is ready to actually receive that information, it will click into place. If they're not ready to receive it, they'll see it, and their mind will go, ooh, cool. Their soul will go, yeah, we're not there yet, but that's cool. That's a sign that we're on the right path, because that's showing up. It means that we're manifesting these images, which means soon. Cool. This is a reassurance. That was definitely a segue that was meant for someone. Oh, okay. Lenny's like, are we, hey, hi. Oh, you get away from there. Yeah, you numb whiskers. I know, you want to transmute stuff. It's so sleepy. But I think with that, like, we're pretty much bringing this reading to a close right here, you guys. If ever there was a communication, it would be that. Just walk right across the screen. I'm so very excited that you are here, and that this information is something that's becoming available in the quantum, in the connection, spooky action at a distance for the collective. And I'm just really happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for doing all the work you've done to get here, for loving yourself, for accepting yourself. And I look forward to seeing these ripple effects in the collective consciousness as a result of your light shining. And you having that firm boundary. Yeah, you have a lot of allies. You do. You do. You have a lot of allies. No burning them whiskers. No, no, no burning them whiskers. Yeah. Oh, nibbles and kisses. Yeah, nibbles and kisses. Oh, nibbles and kisses. Yep. All right, you guys. The divine within me, the love within me, honors and sees the divine, the love within you. Namaste.